a world of music, listener-sponsored, volunteer-powered, 88.1 FM WYCE, Wyoming Grand Rapids, a service of Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Welcome, everyone. This is GRLive. Make some noise. GRLive is a live radio show we do every week in downtown Grand Rapids that features live performances and interviews. We're here at the Listening Piazza at Studio Park, 123 Ionia downtown. In-person live music, food and drinks available at 123 Restaurant here at Studio Park. Thanks for tuning in to 88.1 FM everywhere in the West Michigan area and streaming online at wyce.org. Tonight, right here at the Piazza on the listening lawn here at Studio Park, we welcome Luke Winslow King. Ticket information can be found at listeningroomgr.com. Please welcome our first guest, Stoll Vaughan.
Failure drives the driven man, face the things he doesn't understand. Know himself as he is he, against the odds and against the fears. And grace is all he ever finds in the darkness where there ain't no time. There he makes the case that everything is made to break, so you can put it back together. You will see it like you've never seen before. You put it back together. Oh yeah. Defeat devours what she was, in the weakness in the things she wants. There with no defense, the whole damn world we're up against. And faith is what she concedes in the silence of her unmet need. There she makes the case that everything is made to break, so you can put it back together. And you will know it like you've never known before. Put it back together. Oh yeah. Yeah, we all get lost, you know, and it gets real cold. It's hard to find a damn thing if you're buried in a hole. And all your reasons that don't make sense, and it feels like it's over, but it might just begin. You gotta put it back together, and you will hear it like you've never heard before. Yeah, we put it back together. You're gonna love like you've never loved before. Oh yeah.
Stoll Vaughan, live here on 88.1 FM, WYCE. Stoll, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me. What a beautiful place. Great day. No rain.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on wood. We're hoping that there is no rain today. So I see here that you're from Lexington, Kentucky. Is that correct?
That is correct. I just moved back from Los Angeles. I spent about 13 years out there, and now I've come home to roost.
Home to roost.
And have my first baby.
Awesome. Well, L.A., Lexington, what brings you north?
Well, we've got a run of shows going up. We just played Traverse City last night. And so, just kind of get back out there. I haven't had a shot to do it for probably 18 months now. And so it's great to be back, just driving and seeing people's faces and playing music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18 months, you were off for 18 months. Was that a personal decision or?
No, it wasn't a personal. No, I 2020 happened and I put out my record, and I had written the Almond Betts' second record as well, and everything was going according to plan, where I'd put out my record, I got some good press, and then their record was coming out, and it did really well, and I was going to be going out with them and stuff like that, and then everything shut down. Mm-hmm. And so I just kind of had to sit back. I did some live streams like everybody did, and then just decided to change things up and move back to Kentucky. And yeah, I mean, I love playing, and I love traveling, and I love to get out there and share what I've spent a lot of time writing, you know. So it wasn't a personal choice, but now with a baby coming, I might just be a homebody, you know.
Kick it in your studio and just write songs.
Exactly.
Yeah, not a bad idea. So you went to Interlochen Arts Academy, is that correct? Is that how you know all us Michiganders up here? Exactly,
yeah. I went up for my senior year, and I notoriously hate school, but there was a part of Interlochen, my teacher John Wunsch, and another teacher named Michael Delp that really kind of inspired me, because growing up in Lexington, Kentucky, music really isn't a choice. You don't really think of it that way. And going to Interlochen and being surrounded with great teachers and great people, you kind of feel like there's a shot. And so I do give a lot of my early decision to do this to the UP of Michigan.
All right, the UP of the LP.
Yeah.
Well, they're beautiful songs. Can we hear a couple more?
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. This song is called So Righteous. Now ain't the time to act so righteous, stand our ground or get in the way. You and I, you know, we might be different, but right now we're all to blame. Ain't no answers in the in-between. You looking backwards or you start to dream. Ain't no distance when you don't know where you go. Only resistance from what you've known. Going somewhere but we lost the path. Stuck in the mud and now we're tangled in the grass. Buzzards above us so it won't be long. You and I will be dead and gone. Now ain't the time to act so righteous, stand our ground or get in the way. You and I, you know, we might be different, but right now we're all to blame. Up in the air and blowing like leaves, in between the chaos of what we've seen. No way out and nowhere to hide. Only choices that we don't decide. Born together, we've been torn apart. Something must break, you know, to change our hearts. Rivers are rising, so it won't be long. The dam is weak and we'll be dead and gone. Now ain't the time to act so righteous, stand our ground or get in the way. You and I, you know, we might be different, but right now we're all to blame. The night is falling and the lines are blurred. The right to living, yeah, we all deserve. Now ain't the time to act so righteous. Stand our ground or get in the way. You and I, you know, we might be different, but right now we're all to blame. Thank you very much. All right, this next song I'm going to play is called Weather in Kentucky. If you don't like the weather in Kentucky, if you wait a minute, it'll change. So that's kind of the theme. Footsteps against dead leaves is all that I can hear. Open field, the cool breeze, and change is already here. Broken up what it was and what we could have been. Yeah, maybe time will be so kind, but I won't wait till then. And if you ask me right now, I'll tell you I'm okay. But like the weather in Kentucky, in a moment that could change, yeah. Snow falls on the pines and softly finds its place. Covers up the way you feel until it melts away. Maybe we never knew each other until it was torn down. But the dream of us getting back together is colder than the ground. And if you ask me right now, I'm better off today. But like the weather in Kentucky, in a moment that could change, yeah. In between thunderstorms, the sun is shining bright. Fishing rods and fishing holes are always on my mind. Good things that we are, may they carry on. And when I think of you, yeah, here's the truth. I'm glad that you've been gone. And if you ask me right now, I might not cuss her name, but like the weather in Kentucky, in a moment that could change, yes. But like the weather in Kentucky, in a moment that could change.
Stoll Vaughan, ladies and gentlemen.
You want me to play Fadeaway for you?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll have to do it.
I was really struck by the lyrics of that song. I'm gonna guess on this new record, "Desire's Shape."
Yes.
that song "So Righteous." It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Very beautiful song.
Thank you.
Can you talk about the inspiration of that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't write it during this year. I wrote it prior because I think everything's kind of been going crazy. And I'm not standing on any side there. I'm just saying we should kind of love each other. But I remember when I wrote it and I started playing it out. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of works. I think people want to just kind of get along in a lot of ways. So that's kind of the inspiration behind it. And then, you know, a lot of it has to do with that. I'm playing the drums on my guitar. I like that part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and I think that's why you connected to it so quick.
Sure, yeah, it's a really, really great song. I was curious about your time in Los Angeles for 13 years. Were you writing songs for television, movies, or?
Yeah, so how I wound up out there was there was a time I was touring a ton, you know. Like I was opening up for Mellencamp and Fogerty for a long run, for Def Leppard and Journey, Marty Stewart, and so I was doing that whole hustle, and I started getting a lot of my songs in TV shows, and I was making a lot more money, you know, getting Friday Night Lights or something like that, and I thought, well, let me go out there and just kind of see, and I broke up with a girl. And I fell in love with another girl, and I went out to California, and the weather was perfect, and it's like, why am I not out here, you know? And I could finally be young, you know? I mean, I think when you grow up in Nashville and you're doing music and you're around a lot of people that are in the business, you kind of feel like you're following a formula. And when I got out there, I felt like there was an opportunity for me not to deal with that and just kind of look inward, and I ended up doing the same thing I do now, but you know, the same thing I did then. But yeah, I started getting a lot of placements. I did a thing for David Lynch, and yeah, I did some TV pilots. I just found out that I did a unknown stuntman song for some movie that just came out. Anyways, so yeah, so it was, but that's a total different hustle, you know, and so
yeah,
I do like traveling and doing it like this. So.
Yeah. Well, we're very happy to have you. I was curious about these co-writes you did with the Almond Betts Band. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the first record I produced and wrote Dwayne Betts' first record, and so that we kind of became really good friends. And then right when they were forming the Almond Betts Band, I went out and started writing with them for their first record. And so we wrote the whole first record on the road. And then right after that, they wanted to do another record. And so I wrote that Magnolia Road song that's done really well at radio. I did that on my own at the house, but I just go out and travel and open for them, and we would write. And so we wrote about 20 songs. And my job is kind of corralling cats and trying to keep ideas alive, and making sure that the idea gets to the finishing line. And
sure.
And yeah, and they're great. They're a great group of guys, and I think I can't write songs like when I lived in Nashville. I can't do that. Like where they tell you, what's the best redneck weekend? You're like, what? And they're like, on a boat. You're like, okay, what kind of boat? Pontoon. I don't know. You know, and it's like literally like that. And it's like Coors or Bud, and you're like, I don't know, Coors. And then they're like Chevy or Ford, and I can't do that. I mean, it's just, and that's one of the reasons I left Nashville to begin with. Because I just didn't want to play that game of where music became this sort of, you know, kind of paint
puzzle
by
pieces,
numbers.
Yeah. Dirt roads, jeans.
Exactly. And it happens with in all types of music, we get lost in trying to be something that we're not, and instead of letting it be just who you are. And I think I can hear somebody sing Happy Birthday at a coffee shop for the first time ever getting on stage and be more moved by something that is perfect, you know.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah. Well, we really appreciate the authenticity here. Are there any spots? I've got your tour dates open, and for those West Michiganders heading up north this weekend, looks like you can catch Stoll at High Five Spirits in Petoskey tonight.
Tonight, and then tomorrow night I have another one. I don't know where.
Yeah, the Cabbage Shed in Alberta. I've been to that. You're gonna have a wild time.
That's all I want.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Chef's Kiss, Cabbage Shed, Alberta, Michigan. Great spot. Well, what do you say? Can we get one more?
Yeah, we can.
Lovely.
Do you mind if I play Desires of Despair and not Fade Away? I have a fan here that loves a song called Fade Away, but do you want me to just do it for you? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to switch guitars real quick if that's okay. Desires of Shape is my record. If you want to hear this song, you can get on there. So this song is called Fade Away. It's been in some TV shows. It was in Shameless. It's about traveling through the Southeast and just kind of traveling like what we were just talking about. So here we are. Steel mills of Pennsylvania, clouds of Ohio, against the gray in Indiana, looking out for the state patrol, horse tracks of the bluegrass, cold dust of West Virginia, in the pines of Carolina, the moon now was sitting low, and I'm heading on down to Greenville, snake oil with the melody that I sell. I'm gonna find her, tell her I love her, yes I do, and I hope that she loves me too. Smoke hills of Tennessee, down the roads of Georgia. Lay your head, you better get some sleep. I'll be closer to you tomorrow. Turn on the radio, find yourself a little coast to coast. See something in the skyline, I'm feeling like a traveling ghost. And I'm heading on down to Birmingham, shine a red guitar and dust in my head. I'm gonna find her, tell her I love her, yes I do, even if she's got herself another man. 'Cause everything fades, that's what we do, Lord. Everything is gonna fade. I've been fading away from you. I'm headed to Memphis, something there I gotta get with, something in the air, you know, something my heart can't resist. Home down to Muscle Shoals, I'm gonna put my money on a riverboat. Lady luck, better dance with me or else I'm leaving here broke. And I'm heading on down to Jackson, $100 bill and a pocket knife. I'm gonna find her, tell her I love her, yes I do, even if she's somebody else's wife. 'Cause everything fades, that's what we do, Lord. Everything is gonna fade. I've been fading away from you. I've been places that never sleep, seen eyes that never dream. Believe I'm getting somewhere, but somewhere has gotten to me. On the banks of the Cumberland, with my brother in the line, crossed every bridge with a river and every town in between. And I'm heading on back to Greenville, snake oil with the melody that I said. I'm gonna find her, tell her I love her, yes I do, and I hope that you remember me. All right. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stoll Vaughan, thank you so much for being here.
Perfect.
You are tuned here to GRLive on 88.1 FM WYCE in West Michigan, streaming online at wyce.org. And up next, we've got Circle Theater. Circle Theater, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
Excellent, excellent. Get right up on that mic. Good, good. So what have you guys got going on? What's going on over there at Circle Theater?
We are opening tonight a show called Noises Off, written by Michael Frayn, what a lot of people think might be the greatest farce ever written.
Greatest farce ever written. And can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure, it's a 3-act play that is a play within a play. It's a group of actors that are shown in Act 1 preparing final dress rehearsal to put this play on called Nothing On, which is another farce. And that is the whole first act it sort of sets the pace for the rest of the show with setting up, with the setting up of the play within a play. Then Act 2, we turn the set around completely, and you see what happens backstage later in the run. And by then, we've got relationships, we've got love triangles, we've got a lot of personality that shows up in the second act. And what is really interesting is we're still doing Nothing On the other side, which the audience now doesn't see that because they've already seen it once. They're just seeing all of the buffoonery that happens backstage.
This is meta. This is awesome.
And then Act 3, we turn it back around again, and it's still later in the run, and it's Nothing On again, but things get a little ugly, more ugly, and it completely falls apart in Act 3. It's a lot of fun.
It sounds like a little bit of the producers kind of peppered in there.
It certainly could be compared to that in some ways, sure.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris Kocher last week about the show, and he was just, a show where everything slowly goes wrong. Would that be a good way to put it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. Where can people find more information about Noises Off?
Well, that would be circletheater.org. Or they can call the box office, 616-456-6656.
Yeah, nice.
Way to go.
Thank you very much. I knew that right off the top of my head.
Notice the
Pulling that out.
Right on.
Awesome. And then there's a performance schedule there at circletheater.org as well. Anything else you guys want to say about the show before we...
I think it's a show for all ages. So it's directed by Tom Cackley, and I think the guys around me would agree. Whenever Tom Cackley directs a show, it feels like you're going back to school. It's really provoking, but it's just a slapdash physical comedy. So I think 7-year-olds will laugh their faces off, and it's great for the elderly as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here. Very much appreciate it. You can check out more information at circletheater.org. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you,
You're
Wesley.
welcome, Chris. Listener sponsored, volunteer powered, 88.1 FM, WYCE.org. I'm here with Frida Carini, putting on A Glimpse of Africa this weekend. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on this weekend?
So this weekend we are going to have the second annual A Glimpse of Africa at Calder Plaza, beginning in the morning at 10:30 to 10 p.m. It's a very, very busy, beautiful day with a lot of activities going on. We have family-friendly activities such as henna, tattoos. We also have dances, music, food. We have a flag ceremony that showcases different countries of Africa. We have 54 countries of Africa that we will walk through the stage showing their flags. We also have, like I said, cultural wear, dresses that people will show what they normally would wear traditionally back in their country. We have really great things lined up, a huge, wonderful program.
Awesome. Is this a touring event, or is it just in Grand Rapids?
This isn't just in Grand Rapids for now. We are currently in West Michigan. We are the largest African cultural festival. We are getting a lot of attention from Muskegon. They've been asking if we can do it there, Lansing, Kalamazoo, but for now we are here. We want to focus on Grand Rapids and West Michigan.
That's great. Will there be music acts as well there?
Yes, there'll be music. Actually, our first musician will go on stage at 11:30, and we'll have another band coming right after at 12:30. And then from there, we'll have some dances, different dances from different parts of Africa. We have some Ethiopian dancers. We have people representing some parts of West Africa that will be showing that kind of dance. People can see some of our videos and pictures on Facebook and our website, what we have coming up, lined up for the day. Our program is also out. Yeah. So, yeah, we have also local speakers, local leaders that will be there. We have some commissioners passing by to encourage the community.
Awesome. That's a glimpseofafrica.org. So what's your personal favorite thing going on at the festival, if you had to choose?
Me being the founder of the organization and being also the event planner, I'm excited about everything. Every piece of it is going to be wonderful. And I think for me, the most beautiful thing is it's a culture that is going to be very unique for a lot of people to come and see something different that they haven't been experiencing. In 2019, we showcased the festival at at Rosa Park, and it was so beautiful. We had more than 4,000 people show up. So I think everything will be wonderful. Of course, I would say food, because everybody loves food. You can't go wrong with food. It's the highlight of everything. And of course, entertainment is the second one for me. And not to say fashion show is everything. People want to see that kind of dressing, beautiful people showcasing it as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. That is a glimpseofafrica.org. All the information can be found there. It's free, 10:30 a.m. at Calder Plaza. Is that correct?
It is correct, and this is free for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Yay, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks again for tuning in to GRLive here at Studio Park on 88.1 FM everywhere in the West Michigan area and streaming online at wyce.org. Please welcome our final guest today, Reverend Freakchild.
Hey, thank you. Hope y'all are doing well. And sounds like some great things happening in Michigan here, man. Beautiful summer day. But things come and go, and some things pass away. And we got to honor the ancestors here a little bit. We'll send one out to old Dusty Hill, who just passed away. Whoa. If you don't know, he was the bass player for ZZ Top. We'll try to do justice to this little tune here. Anyway, it'll go something like this. Well, I said now Jesus just left Chicago and they're bound for New Orleans. I say now Jesus just left Chicago, yeah, bound for New Orleans. Yeah. Well, they work at one point to the other, yeah, and all points in between. Well, I took a jaunt through Mississippi, yeah. They're turning muddy water into wine. I say I took a jump through Mississippi, turning muddy waters into holy wine, yeah. Well, it flows out to California, yeah, to the far side of the pines. Take me with you, Jesus. might not see him in person, but he'll see you just the same. I said, now you might not see him in person, but he'll see you just the same. Yeah. Yeah, but I'll tell you, you don't have to worry, 'cause taking care of business is his name. I said, now you don't have to worry, 'cause taking care of business is his name. I said, now you don't have to worry, 'cause taking care of business is his name. One for old Dusty Hill there, yeah.
Reverend Freakchild, ladies and gentlemen.
At your service. How you doing today? Thanks for having me.
That was lovely. That was
Thanks.
lovely.
Yeah, that's old ZZ Top tune. We kind of brought it back to the spiritual there, although not that it wasn't a spiritual song to begin with, but very timely, because, you know, the bass player from ZZ Top, Dusty Hill, just passed away, so we'll do that one for him. And, yeah, it's just great to be here. Beautiful day, man. Oh, my goodness. I didn't know Michigan was so lovely.
It can be. It can be.
I came up and visited my cousin, I guess, in Detroit years ago, and it was wintertime. That was a different experience.
Yeah. January and February, it's a
whole different.
It's a different ballgame. Yeah.
Whole different sport, man.
I moved here to West Michigan 3 or 4 years ago, and it's the real deal.
Yeah, beautiful up here, man.
Yeah,
right on.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your music a little bit.
Okay.
You've got a new record out, the Bodhisattva Blues.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, sir.
I'm holding it in my hand as we speak.
There it is, in the physical, relative realm. Yes. Yeah, it's a great album, if I don't say so myself. You know, I met up with a bunch of these guys in San Francisco. They played with and around all these guys. You might have heard about this little old band called the Grateful Dead.
I'm familiar with some of
Yeah,
them,
these guys are crazy, man. They're almost as tripped out as I am. I mean, you know, they think Reverend Freakchild, what is this guy all about? You know, so anyway, you know, I've made friends with like Mark Caron and Melvin Seals and Robin Sylvester, and had a bunch of blues tunes that I wanted to bring out there. And it just so happens that the Grateful Dead used to do these, you know, back in the day with Pigpen, and they were amenable to, you know, recording, and we put it out, and it turned out to be a pretty good sort of, there's a couple of classic rock numbers on there too, you know, Imagine and things like that we redid and reimagined, if you will. But yeah, it's a fun album, and you know, it's available everywhere.
That's awesome. Where did you record it?
We recorded it back in New York, but you know, since the pandemic is amazing, 21st century technology, you can send stuff to people, and a lot of these people have home studios, you know, and I'll tell you, you know, I was inspired by Stoll. How about a big hand for him, man? You know, what an amazing songwriter, you know.
Stoll Vaughan.
When I can't write a new song, or a song doesn't, a true story doesn't come to me, I do a cover. So that's what we did with this album, right? And then we sent it around all these guys, you know, 21st century, they have their home studios. But I was just talking to Stoll, you know, backstage. I was like, man, I'd love to get together with you and write some tunes, man, because that's a whole different ball game, is writing a tune, you know, than you know, just covering a tune. So anyway, you know, yeah, we got together and put out some of these tunes, and there's one original on there that's about going down to the Delta, and you know, the blues, you know, is sanitized, reinterpreted by, you know, the British and also, you know, American. Well, I can hear my dad saying, hey, you know, a white boy playing the blues, isn't that what you call rock and roll? You know, kind of thing. So it's a, you know, it's a socioeconomic, cultural thing. You know, it's an exploration into the history of America, you know. And so when this Black Lives Matter thing happened, you know, I was like, man, you listen to the blues, you listen to the, you know, African-American history, you know, experience, you know. So I guess I was a little hipper, and onto that, and there's this guy, Reverend Sean Amos, that I've been talking with. He the son of the famous Amos Cookies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Famous Amos, yeah, he's the Reverend Sean Amos, and he actually is recording on this other album that we put out, which is more and more a little religious offering called Supra Mundane Blues. But anyway, man, we just kind of talked about, you know, keeping talking, keeping the dialogue going. Whether you're talking about guns or the COVID, or, getting your vaccine, which I hope everybody is, and I hope nobody's sneezing on each other, and all that stuff. We're gonna, this too shall pass. And that's what Melvin told me, when this thing was happening. Melvin Seals, for some deadheads out there. I said, man, what do you think all about this? And he said, this too shall pass, and that was the great story from, I think there was some king back in the day, and he said to his, spiritual advisor or whatever.
I think Arabian Nights.
Was it that what, and it's a universal thing across the spectrum of, all religions and spiritualities. The king said, hey, make me a ring or some kind of, magical token that applies to everything. And it was,
this too shall pass.
Good, bad, beautiful, ugly. This too shall pass, people. Yeah. So enjoy it while it lasts, man. Beautiful day on planet Earth here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
Well, can we grab a couple
sure,
more songs?
and speaking of, that was one for Dusty Hill particularly, but let's do one for the ancestors. A lot of mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers did a lot of work to get us to this present moment. We don't think about that. Many generations. Wagons going west. This was to all the Westerners and white people and black people and brown people that have come and gone, and then there's the red people that were here. I guess it's the Chippewa and the Ottawa. Different indigenous peoples that were here for thousands of years. So maybe we'll send one out to the spirits. This is old Texas bluesman, Blind Lemon Jefferson. He was, I think, haunted the streets of Dallas about 100 years ago. But this is a tune called See That My Grave Is Kept Clean. There's one kind favor you can do for me. It is one kind favor you can do for me. It is one kind favor you can do for me. Just see that their graves are kept clean. Hey! And there's two white horses following me. And there's two white horses following me. And there's two white horses following me. Yeah, waiting on my burying ground. Hey! Heard that coffin sound? Now have you ever heard that coffin sound? Have you ever heard that coffin sound? Ain't another post so dead in the ground. And have you ever heard them church bells toll? Have you ever heard them church bells toll? Have you ever heard them church bells toll? Ain't another post so dead and gone. Hey! Stops a beating and my hands is turning cold. Say when my heart stops a beating and my hands is turning cold. If my heart has stopped beating, now my hands is turning cold. Now I believe what the Bible told. Hey! one kind favor you can do for me. It is one kind favor you can do for me. It is one kind favor you can do for me. Just see that their graves are kept clean. Ho! One for the ancestors there. Well, I don't mean to be so morose on a sunny day, but you know, you gotta honor the spirits that are around. I think we appease them, and maybe we'll do one more, right? One more, yeah? This is old Reverend Gary Davis tune, and it's called It's Gonna Be All Right. And you're thinking, man, if it's not all right, maybe you sing along. And you think, man, I'm not gonna sing along with some song that ain't gonna make me feel all right. But try it, you never know. And maybe if you're feeling all right and you start singing, maybe you even feel better. Anyway, it goes a little something like this. Yeah. When trouble comes, I pay it no mind. Gonna be alright someday. Deep in my heart, do believe it. Gonna be alright someday. Alright, that's how it goes, right? So feel free to sing along here. In person, or for those listening out in Radio Land, you know, sing with me or sing in response. Come on now, people. Lay your hands on the radio. It's going to be all right. If you got any cancer, arthritis, or rheumatisms, you know, dementia even, just lay your hands on the radio. It's going to be all right. Come on now, people. Yeah. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right someday. Yeah. Deep in my heart, I do believe gonna be alright someday. Alright, that's how it goes, right? We got a little warmed up. Come on, let's send one out to our loved ones, all the people around the world. Here we go, you know, family, friends, people that need a little loving, need a little good vibe. Come on now, people. Let's share this a beautiful feeling of being in Michigan in the summer with the whole universe. Come on now. Yeah. Share the good vibe. Here we go. Yeah. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. Deep in my heart, I do believe gonna be alright someday. Hey, stop, man. You wanna help me out, man, a little bit? Come on, man, help me out. We'll send one more to the. We'll sing one more. Come on, everybody out in Radio Land. Let's welcome back Stoll here. Stoll Vaughan, everybody. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. It's just that easy. Come on, we're gonna send one out to all the people on the planet, man. All 8 billion people. That's not even counting the aliens, but we're gonna send it to all the sentient beings. Come on, help me out. Here we go. Whoa! We're gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah, I think that today is today. Yeah. Deep in my heart. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I do believe gonna be alright someday. All right, everybody. Woohoo! Yeah, here we go. All right. Now we got a little work to do. We got to send one out to the difficult people and the enemies and all those people that are telling us to hate. But you know what it says? Hate doesn't come out overcome hate. Love is the only thing that can overcome hate. Yeah, come on now, people. It says love your enemies in Luke and Matthew. That's for the, you know, the real Bible thumpers out there. But come on, love your enemies, people. Here we go. right, here we go. Come on, let's dig deep. Woo. All right, gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right someday, yeah. Oh, deep in my heart, yeah, I do believe, yeah, gonna be all right someday. We got time for one more. Come on. Let's sing one right from our heads to our hearts, people. A little self-compassion. Everybody out there in Radio Land, this is one from you to you. Come on, here we go. Oh, gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right someday. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, deep in my heart. Yeah. I do believe gonna be all right. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen? Yeah. Gonna be all right someday. And I think that day is today. Come on, people. Look around. It's a beautiful day in the universe. You know, remember to love each other, take care of each other, and be well. And enjoy your time here on planet Earth.
Thanks for tuning in. Reverend Freakchild has one more song here in a moment.
Oh, all right.
Thanks to our audio team and Cassie and Josiah and Shane for help organizing GRLive and our team at 123 Tavern. And Quinn, wherever you are, we hope you got that chalk dust torture and Hershey you were hoping for. We're here at Studio Park Listening Room every week, live from 12 to 1 for GRLive with live music. Keep it tuned right here on 88 FM. Shane German will get you through the afternoon. Stoll Vaughan and Reverend Freakchild, that was amazing. That was great. That was so great. Big round of applause.
Round of applause, round of applause, round of applause.
So real quick, 10 words or less, Reverend
Oh,
Freakchild.
man, that's a challenge.
I know. What's the nature of reality?
Yeah, see, you know, I've been working on my thesis for my Master of Divinity. No joke, really. I'm making the most of my midlife crisis. I went back to school and I went to a little school called Naropa, named after 11th century Mahasiddha, or saint in the Buddhist tradition, out there in Boulder, Colorado. And I've been writing my thesis, and geez, this is what happens when the pandemic hits and you've been studying Buddhism. It's like, oh great, I get to pray and meditate for a year, And I didn't know how long it was going to happen. So, and we're supposed to write a thesis, so this thing has just gotten out of control. I sent it to my thesis advisor, and she was like, really, seriously? Like, this thing's way too long. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm just getting started. So anyway, 10 words or less. I think that was, I don't know. 10,000 I think I could do, but...
Okay.
Nature of reality. Okay, let's go with a short way. I was just sitting with His Holiness the Dalai Lama the other night. He's been doing these great live broadcasts. This is an amazing thing. The silver lining of the pandemic is that, His Holiness would go travel around at the request of people. Now he's just broadcasting from Dharamsala so you can tune in. And he's teaching at 9 a.m. in the morning, which was 9:30 at night in Colorado, and it's 11:30 here. I was just tuning in the other night, and he's talking about this thing called Bodhichitta, which is crazy old Sanskrit word, but it means like when your understanding of the world or the universe comes into balance with compassion, you realize that is the nature of reality. Like the only way to really help yourself is to help others, And this is echoed throughout the ages by the sages. It's like Jesus or Muhammad or peoples of the book and Taoists and everything. It's like you got to co-create with the universe, man. It's a beautiful world out there. I mean, just look around. Are these aspens? What are these trees here?
That's a good question.
Those are beautiful. No, I don't.
You got an arborist here?
It's an Arbor Day. I mean, it's amazing. Sorry to get off the track, but when you just look out your window, it's like, hallelujah. Anyway.
Right on. Well, can we get one more song?
I don't know. We got any requests? We're taking requests. We're playing albums. It's the radio. Hey,
Can
no,
we get some-
seriously.
can I? Grateful Dead?
Oh, hey. Oh, jeez, please. Okay, yeah. Hey, why not? Why not? So, like I said, I made friends with these guys out there. You got to turn your lemons into lemonades, people. I was out in San Francisco. I got everything smashed and grabbed, and it's just brutal. They got my 2 guitars and. Oh, $400 from the gig the night before in the gig bag, and they got my merch. They even got my clean laundry, but it was weird because I wrote this tune called the Hippie Blues Man Blues, all about that, and I befriended this guy, Mark Caron, and it just sort of came back around, and now I'm making friends with all these guys and hanging out with these extended Grateful Dead family. And, truth be told, Reverend Freakchild was always kind of a strange character, but I was always like a closet deadhead, and I thought it was finally time to, get the skeletons out of the closet. During the pandemic, it was like, what is in this closet? I was like, oh, there's a lot of Grateful Dead stuff in here, man. I've been to a lot of shows and blah, 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 all that stuff. So anyway, I went back, and during the pandemic, it was kind of like stalled, and I hope Stoll will help me with that, some songwriting, part of the pun, but I did go back and learn some of these Grateful Dead tunes, which are just brilliant. And there's an interview with Robert Hunter, who's so amazing. He really captured in words what that psychedelic experience was all about. And there's this great footage of Bob Weir going back and saying, hey man, people keep asking me about this tune, Dark Star. Like, what does it mean? And he puts his hands behind his head and leans back on the couch, recites the lyrics, and says, I don't know what you need any explaining for, man. It's all right there. So this was actually officially the Grateful Dead's first single. So. I think that's the answer to your question, what is the nature of reality, actually. It goes back to, anyway.
That was fabulous. Reverend Freakchild, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
thank you so much for having me, man. Beautiful day, and God bless to everybody out there in Radio Land and here, and yeah, enjoy your life. Be well. Peace.